What's going on, everybody? It's Virtual Handheld 24. Today we're going to be trying out the God of War demo on the RG406H. I'm going to keep volume down because I don't expect that working. As you can see, it's tanking, but I want to see if what I did to the settings will change things when like this part starts happening. Because I've seen everybody play the demo and stuff. It's like, yeah, you get that working. Well, can you get it working on this? That's what we're going to try to do today. But who knows? I have the settings I have on here that are going to start kicking in, if that's how it works, are going to be pretty taxating on the little system. So we'll see if they can hold up. Oh, okay, so the buttons work. And there's no graphical issues, but we are getting like highest like I seen was 16 frames a second, which is still very unplayable, and this is just a demo. So let's see if we can pause it, and I don't think we can. Okay, these guys gotta run out sooner or later. I mean, it's playing horribly, but it looks good. But I have the most famous settings on right color and read color buffers. I think it might have crashed because our frames are going up. But oh no, it's compiling shaders. I'm pretty sure it crashed. Okay, so I turned the clock speed turned the clock scale to 200, so twice as fast. I also did the video 120, so it's 60 hertz, so it's twice as fast. And then I saw something interesting. $720 by 480, no, that's correct. So I got it at the lowest resolution. But yeah, these two were on. And then I had force high precision Z buffer only because I turned the clock speeds up. And then force CPU blit, that probably helped with graphical issues. Without putting strict rendering mode on, because if we do that, it's game over. We'll get no frames. And then multi-thread RX. And then I had this on too. The synchronous texture streaming too. I had that on. Fidelity, intensity sharpening off, and then this is on fast. So I'm going to try like maybe this setting, since this device can handle that fast. I'm going to see if I could try that on the Odins. But I got that game working. Alright, hold on. I gotta close out everything. And then now this one, the settings aren't even on for this one. This one works just as good as it does on like the Odins or whatever. But I got it to load. Does it play good? No. In fact, hold on. This one, I'll show you the settings for this one. This one, we get the best. Oh, crap. for Dead or Alive, you get the best results if you actually change the resolution to 720. Actually, no, keep that at 720 480. I'm sorry, you go down to resolution scale. This is one of those games that needs to be at 100 in order for it to work properly. And by properly, I mean like get more frames. So we're gonna put it at 100. Of course, it didn't save it. 100, and then I'll leave these crazy settings on that I have for God of War. However, I think I can turn off these because these again are text shading. Because it's at 100% resolution, it should just work. And by working, I mean, again, this game is not playable, but I got it to boot on here. DuckTales still needs to be installed, but I don't imagine that would give me much trouble. I was trying all kinds of crazy things on this thing last night, trying to get this game to get like as close as I could to like the Odin or the Odin, the Portal, or the Mini with this game. And on that like the Odin, Portal, or the Mini device, I get like about 30 or just under 30 frames, 25 when we're in fighty mode. At all kinds of crazy settings, right? But this one comes close to that. It doesn't quite hit 25, but it gets almost to 20 frames a second, and it does it at 100% resolution. So this game, something going on with the graphics. It's just very demanding. That the emulator needs to be updated. The fact that it loads and works on here is just, again, like, and also it works better at 100% resolution. You could drop the whatever one you want to pick to the lowest, but make sure it's at 100% resolution. And we got the hacks on, so this does get affected. It looks like it's working, but when we get to actual gameplay, it's just a nightmare. So this is not showing off like, oh my gosh, look at what it could do. It's just showing off that it loaded the game and theoretically it's playing the game. This might be like an emulator situation if they update it more to get games like this to play better. Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Let's go here. It gets so exciting when you see that, and then when you start playing, it just drops more than half. Terrible. But I do want to show this off, just because I got it working. It does take a minute to load. So let me pause it. Alright. So we're going to be like 15 to 16 max. And dropping, doing all kinds of stuff will not affect it. It is really just, however this game is affected by the emulator, it just does poorly. It does the best performance when the resolution is at 100%. So even dropping it to like 50, where everything looks messed up, it doesn't give you better performance. Turning the clock scale up to, I did 500% last night, and I did, the only thing I didn't try was that we'll try right now, if it doesn't crash, which I'm sure it will, but we'll try this. I didn't try this yet on any device. So let's go to advanced settings, let's go to video. So we got 120, right, because of 120 hertz, but I didn't really go up higher than 120 hertz, so I don't know. So what's the next one? It's like 144, and then I don't know what's after that. It's 165. So what's a common one? Because I don't want to just do it. 188, like it's, let's just do 144. We'll start there. I want to do higher, but I can't think of the ratios. It's 144. Then the Evo does 165, but I don't know if that's like normal 165. So let's do 165. Right? I'll put on auto. See if that does anything. That's the only thing I didn't try last night, but I doubt it's going to do anything because this game's locked. And I'll pause it. Alright. Oh, I like those stats right there. Alright, we're looking good so far. Yeah, but see, when you're in this menu, pay attention to the frames. 15, 16, 19 highest. This menu area is basically what the game is going to be playing at. So unless this changes, all those high frames you see before are not going to matter. Which does suck, but, you know, let's just try it for shits and gigs. Let's see. And it's going to load, so I'll pause it. Okay, yeah. So as you can see, the screen thinks it's going 165 hertz, and I have the clock speed at twice as fast, so that should be at least well, if this game runs at 60 frames, it should be playing at 120 frames, which our screen theoretically is putting out 165, so we should be just fine. But as you can see, I'm getting my butt whooped. We're not getting past 16, 20, I think was the highest frames. And this, believe it or not, is almost as good as how it plays on the Odin Portal. And it's at 100% resolution. So you would think, like, okay, none of this is on, right? None of this is on. The only things are on are the Force High Precision Z buffer because of the clock speeds that are turned up. Force CPU Blit, that's to help with graphical issues. And then multi-thread RX, because we got all those CPU cores on under RSX. So I'm still very impressed with this little thing. Is what I'm trying to say. It's just like it plays just almost as good as the Odin Portal and Mini. So that chipset is way stronger, but the fact that these settings are here to have us tweak where we could get almost or similar performance is, again, this might just be under the Retroid Pocket 5, but I think that this is like on par with the Retroid Pocket 5 with RPCSX, or again, maybe just under it, but it's not as far as we thought it was with these settings, of course. So again, I know this chipset's weak is pretty weak, but we got, I mean, this is hard to load, this is very hard to load, and we're getting, I wouldn't say decent or good, but the fact that they load in the actual work, granted I have the volume turned down all the way, is still beyond me. So we'll see what else we could do with this before I you know, call it a day with what this can do until we get an update. But man, again, this is amazing, cool stuff. If you have a 406H, you know, DuckTales is gonna work, Soul Calibur. This one is Street Fighter versus Tekken. You know, these games work really well. God of War and Dead or Alive. This was just to show you guys like what this thing could be capable of. I still have to like either find games that are good for this system, or smaller games. But it really is, it doesn't matter even the size, it's like hit or miss. So it will take some time, but I'll try to build a library for this one, and then, you know, give you like the rundown of what games work well, what games work, you know, medium, and then have the list of different devices: 406H, Odin 2, Odin 2 Pro, you know, Odin 2 Base, Odin 2 Pro, Odin 2 Max, and then the portal will have its own like thing because of the screen. It's not because it's just its OLED, because it's 120 hertz. We can go beyond the 60 frames input out. Most of the time we're trying to hit 60 frames, but if we get higher than 60 frames, then the Odin portal is the way to go because of the 120 hertz refresh rate. That's where it's really going to shine. But yeah, I'll try to get a list going, but again, just wanted to show that off. It's crazy. And if you made it this far, thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your day.